Welcome back to the TriFecta Airsoft podcast. I'm your host, E-Rock. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you never miss another podcast. Also, do me a favor. Go on to whatever podcast app you listen to us on and give us a rating and review. That really helps us rank in the searches. Thank you so much. Let's get into the podcast. Welcome, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's good to have you. So, how did your football game go?
So I didn't actually play in the football. It was just I'm in JLCT,
Yeah.
and we present the flags. We present the flags as the national anthem.
Yep.
But I'm one of the rifle. I hold the rifle, and I'm next to the people with the flags, and
Yeah.
we just do that for the beginning of the game, and then we're done. So.
Yeah. I was in. Yeah, that's the color guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in the military, I was one of my stations I was at. I was part of the color guard as well for a couple different like ceremonies or whatever. I was a rifleman. Yep.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
like
guys
that
use?
a lot more than
The kind of rifle do you carry?
I forgot the name of it. It's a single bolt action. It's like the ones they used in World War II.
Oh, the older ones. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not the M14? No?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I forgot the name of it. I had it in my mind, but I forgot. But
Yeah.
what's cool about them is they used to be like real guns, but then they like switch some parts out. So the trigger is fixed, like it doesn't go back or anything, but it still has a working bolt and everything, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we had as well. They I think they filled the barrel with something like they, blocked the barrel because these were, just for ceremony type of rifles. They weren't, operational, so they were the same kind. And we had I think we had two different kinds. We had the ones with they were M14s that we used, and they were they had the white ones for like special ceremonies, and then they had the regular brown, wood stock ones or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Ours it's completely black with white tape on them.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Now, how did you get into the color guard thing?
So our school, they have different classes for like for each people, there's construction, JLCT, there's different type of classes. And I've always wanted to do JLCT ever since I heard of it in middle school.
Yeah.
It's just like, I've always wanted to be in the military. Like that's my plan after high school. Right now it's either the Army or Marines.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm gonna just do it. And I just been doing JLCT, and then they needed people for color guard. I was like, that sounds fun. I'll give it a try. And now I'm here just doing it. So.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, I never went into the ROTC. I don't think I had time. I joined delayed entry program for the military like early, like young, 17 or whatever, and I was hanging out in the recruiter's office at like 15, so I wanted to get out of my house. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have family members that are prior military, or anyone that's military? Is that why you wanted to go in?
Yes. One of my cousins, he's in the Army. He's the first one to be in the Army, but I do know some other family member that is in the military, but it's not. He's like he's in the military in Mexico. He's not in the U.S.
Yeah.
He's like a pilot. So,
shit. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm trying to be the first one in the Marines.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was. I was my dad's dad was in the Army. I'm not sure about anyone else. My mom's dad wasn't in the military because he came over from Italy, and he was a boxer in Italy. And then he actually kind of a lot of the fights back then were fixed by the mob,
Yeah.
by the mafia. So he he had to kind of escape the mafia because
Mm,
uh, at least that's what my mom says. It was, like he wouldn't throw fights or he wouldn't do what they wanted or something, for in the boxing ring. So
yeah.
he fled Italy and came here. Yeah,
Mm,
so we always joked with we
yeah.
always joked in the family, like I think there's some of our family members that are, part of the mafia or something. I don't know, but who
Yeah.
knows? But yeah, none of my dad was in the Navy, and then his dad was in the Army, and
Mm,
then I went in the Marines. So yeah,
that's what's up.
hell yeah,
Yeah, my parents always ask me, he's like, so what do you want to do in there? I'm just like, I'm just trying to be up in the front line. Like, it's really all I want to do. Like,
well,
ever since I was little, I've always, like, just watching the movies and everything, like, just people going on missions and all that. I always found it so fascinating. I'm like, I want to do that.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. Do you have so what kind of war movies do you like? Which ones, or which ones are your
Um,
favorites?
there was this one, I watched it like a week ago. Um, I forgot the name of it, but I think it was called 13 Hours.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I think I watched Black Hawk before. I don't remember if I did.
Okay.
Sounds familiar. But I watched a couple. I just don't remember the names.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of popular ones that were really good. We actually have a channel in our server, in the Discord server, called
Yeah,
Best Fucking Movies Ever. And, we're
yeah,
all putting, all the guys, we're putting like all these war movies and shit, Fury and
yeah,
Full Metal Jacket and Platoon and all these,
yeah,
Black Hawk Down and shit. So
yeah.
that's what I grew up watching. That was, I remember when, let's see, Full Metal Jacket came out in 86, 1986, I think,
Mm,
or 87, one of those, like right like a year or two before I went to boot camp. And I remember
yeah.
watching that, like, man, I was excited. I was like, hell yeah, I'm
Mm.
gonna go. I'm all in for that shit. And then I got to boot camp and I was like, hell no. Like this shit's hard as
Yeah,
hell. Yeah. I had a good
yeah,
time though, actually. In boot camp when I got done, my sister was like, so, would you do it again? I'm like, hell yes. I mean, it's hard
yeah,
as fuck, but it was, when you accomplish that in the end, and there's no better feeling, bro. When you
yeah,
graduate, no better feeling. Yeah, it's awesome. Well,
yeah,
dude, I've heard your name come up so many times in the last like couple months. I'm not kidding. And the
yeah,
number one thing I hear is, oh, Cujo, this guy one on one, you better watch out. You ain't winning against Cujo. So for you wanting to go, I could see, you wanting to go in the military and be in the front and
yeah.
all that, kind of like, just gung ho, whatever. Because everyone I've heard say, talk about you, it's always the same. Like, yeah, we don't want to go up against Cujo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's cool. So what? So I honestly just recently, like in the last couple of days, saw that you started the Slaughter Gang team. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm one of the founders.
Okay.
Um, you want me to go over how it happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious because
So
I've heard that name a lot, and then of course Slaughter Project, and with the patches and stuff, and
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, how'd you guys start that team?
So before I created this team, I was on a team called Midnight Rebels. Um, there were a Speaky B team. At first, they were just like a normal Milsim team, just doing outdoor games, shit like that. Um, and then they started getting into Speaky B, and I was at that time I was like 14, 13, and I was on the come up. I was barely getting into Speaky B, and they were willing to pick me up, and I was one of their youngest Speaky B players. And at that point, I was already like getting noticed. I was already like making moves, and people were noticing me. Um, and everything was going fine, but then there was a point where that team just fell off, and I was like, I want to make my own team. So I thought about it. Once I left M&R, I joined this other team called R2K. They were also pretty involved in Speaky B at that time, but they also fell off. And then after that second team, I was like, I'm gonna just make my own team,
Hmm.
and that's what I ended up doing with the other couple friends. We were like, so we're gonna get these people, and we're gonna make a team, and
Yeah.
that's what we did. Uh, Fun fact, I came up with the team name too because I saw Slaughter Project. I'm like, that would be a dope ass team name. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Slaughter Game. Like, fuck it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and then I was the first one I was the first one on the team to buy a Slaughter Project patch. And every time I would post, I would tag him because I was like, I want to be sponsored by him. Like,
Gotcha.
it has to happen. The names, it has to happen.
Yeah.
So I just kept tagging him every time, and then he started noticing us. I'm like, yes, and yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. A bunch of
Okay.
homies came together and made a team.
Yeah. Now, when you guys first started, so when you said, "Okay, I'm going to start a team," how many people were? It was just you and what, one or two other people?
Uh, like 5 or 6.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
it? It was less than 10,
Yeah.
but our numbers grew big in a
Yeah.
short
When you
time.
first started
We
it, like what? So these were guys you were already playing with, like
Yeah,
regularly at the
mhm,
field. Okay.
yeah. Two of them were on the same team I was.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
From before. Because
yeah,
I think I've heard of
hmm
R2K. Somebody mentioned R2K not long ago, and I can't remember who it was, but
yeah.
talking about like older teams and stuff.
Yeah, they're a cool group of guys. They taught me a lot of stuff when I was coming up with Speaker B. They definitely I will say that they're part of the reason why I play how I play now.
Mm.
Because they were such an aggressive team. Like they did not give a fuck. They were like literally pop you from like 2 feet away in the head. And that's where I got it from. I mean, like I adapted into that. I'm just like, you know what?
I
This
love
is taking
that.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. I mean, look, I played paintball. So years ago, and most of the times we played, it was a it grew over time. A group of guys that we all worked together, and a lot of us were
yeah,
veteran, military veterans, and we worked in a factory. We worked in a factory
mm,
up in Cleveland, Ohio, and we worked tons of overtime, bro. So, and some of us were starting to have kids. We had little kids at home, and when we got out to play airs, or to play paintball, that's our getaway, man. And we're blowing off steam.
yeah,
So, and we're all like gung ho as fuck. Like, we don't, and we just make our own rules. Like, we're just playing,
yeah,
we're not playing at an actual field. We're playing on my buddy's property. So, and there was like 15 of us, at one, 15, 20 of us at one point. And,
yeah,
we're just making our own rules. Like, we don't, there's no, in paintball, there's really no like MED, like you
yeah,
can be point blank. You come up behind somebody, or if you sneak up, or this guy shot me, I don't know, 15, 12, 15 feet away. He was
yeah.
sniping. He was kind of like laying. He had a bunch of leaves on him, whatever. Shot me right in the neck and right under my
Damn.
mask. And bro, it took me in my knees. It hurt like fucking
Yeah,
hell. That was probably the worst one I got shot with. But
yeah,
we didn't have rules, man. There was no, oh, you shot me too close or whatever, So, but we all, like I said, we all knew each other. We all knew how it was, and that's just there's no
yeah,
bitching and moaning. It's the way we play, you know.
yeah. Well, I played paintball one time before.
Yeah,
It was fun, but fuck, it hurts like a bitch.
it does, bro.
Holy fuck, bro! It's so painful, especially the rib shots, bro. Oh my god,
Uh-huh.
it made me tear up. I was about to cry.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I
Yeah,
had, my eyes were watering so bad when I got hit in the neck. Um, and I'm sitting here trying to be tough, because we're all like,
yeah,
fucking around. We're tough guys, and veterans, and like, And I'm like, oh, I, I mean, I couldn't even breathe, man. So,
Yeah.
but I was asking somebody a while ago on here, which one hurts worse, paintball or airsoft? And he was like,
Yeah.
I think it's just a different kind of hurt. It's hard to say which
Hmm.
one hurts worse
Yeah.
because when you get shot, like when we would get shot in the hands as well, with paintball, and if
Hmm.
you're not wearing gloves, it hurts. But I've been shot in the hand with airsoft at fairly close. When out in the, I just had my one of my sons shoot me
Yeah.
full auto my hand, so all my just wrecked top of my hand, But I those finger shots, you know, with the airsoft BB hurt like hell
Yeah. They're
when you don't
painful.
have gloves on.
Even with gloves, bro,
Yeah,
it's still painful. I fucking hate finger shots, especially knuckles. I hate
yeah.
knuckle shots.
Well, that's what's sticking out. Like when you're,
Yeah.
like that's what's showing. So it's like, I saw a post. This girl I follow, one of the airsofters. I think I've done a podcast with her. She posted. She just got shot in the tip of the pinky, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, that's gotta hurt."
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you
I'd
guys
I'd say
speak
my
QB. Go ahead.
mhm. Oh, I'd say my worst like BB hit would be this was like when I started first playing. I still remember this clearly. I was in a building. Somebody threw a grenade. It went right underneath me, and that grenade blew up right under my dick.
Oh shit.
It was painful.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh,
Like I'm traumatized with grenades. It's just like I don't want to be near them.
no shit, right? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny. Have you seen that video on YouTube? Like, it's been out for a while. There was
Yeah.
it was like a mill sim. They were out in the woods, all geared up and everything.
Hmm.
Somebody shot a tag in round. Have you seen those tag ins? The
Yeah.
grenades? So somebody
Hmm.
shot a tag in and it stuck right in between his helmet, like his face gear and his chest
Hmm.
rig thing. And he tried to turn away from it and it blew up right on his face.
Damn.
Dude, it was the craziest video that I've seen. I
Oh.
remember, yeah, a couple years ago, one of my sons found it and heard about it, whatever, and showed it. And it shows who one of his buddies or his teammates, or whatever, had his GoPro on, and that's how you see it.
Yeah.
And it's clear as day, like it's right in the camera view. And he slows it down, slow mo, and you could see it. I think it bounces off of something and then it hits him and he
Yeah.
tries to turn like this just a minute, like to turn away from it, and it doesn't fall out, like it stays there and blows up, and he just goes
Damn.
down like a fucking brick. Well, the guy that posted the video that had the camera, he says,
Mm.
hey, I just want to let everybody know this guy was fine. He was just rattled or whatever, but it didn't knock him out. It didn't, he wasn't like
Mm.
concussion or nothing like that, but
Yeah.
he was kind of fucked up for a minute, like disoriented. It was like a
Yeah.
flashbang going off in your face. So yeah, it's
Especially
pretty
if it's at a
crazy.
Milsim event. Those bitches are loud and fucking bright.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah, man.
mm,
Now you guys, so with Speed QB, some of the events you guys do you guys,
yeah.
you're allowed to use grenades?
As far as I know, like indoor wise, no.
Yeah.
The one time we were allowed to use grenades and like smoke grenades was it was this one um I forgot what weekend it was, but it was at HCK. Um Saturday was the Speaky V tournament and then Sunday was the outdoor game. It was like
Mm,
red versus blue.
okay.
And it was like outdoor. Red team was at top, and blue team was in bottom, and then there was like objectives you had to go. And I mean that's like the only time I know that Speaky B has like grenades be allowed and smoke
Right.
grenades.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard of a couple
Yeah.
events or a couple of places that allow certain grenades like indoor.
Mm,
Um, but
yeah.
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 The field you play is Nashville Airsoft your home field?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
They
I,
allow grenades in there
do they?
as long as everybody's fine with it. They always ask everyone if they're okay with loud noises. And
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, there's one of the guys um, that goes to the mill sims with my sons.
Yeah.
He's a combat vet. He was in the army in Afghanistan and a couple
Hmm.
tours in Afghanistan. He's a combat vet, and he so when they're most of the AO that or most of the area they go to at GTI in South Carolina is outside. There's
Yeah.
one big building in the middle that they a lot of them go through whatever they fight in. And there was a couple events where once you get inside, man, these guys start chucking grenades everywhere, and
Yeah.
and they're so loud inside, because it's just bouncing off the walls. Well, uh, he gets a little freaked out. If
Yeah.
they start throwing grenades and they're inside, he kind of he's like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here because it
Yeah. Yeah.
it just shakes him up a little.
Yeah. I've seen that happen before. At my home field, there's a dude that plays. He used to be in the Marines. He has to wear ear protection because
Mm,
he has PTSD from that.
right?
And there was this one time that a grenade like went off right next to him. He lost his shit. He just started going crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Those things are loud as fuck, man. I
Yeah.
I so I haven't been on the field with these guys with grenades, and I hear them on the videos. I edited all this stuff, whatever, when they'd bring it back. But
Yeah.
just my experience in the military with the flashbangs and those kind of pyro just for training, like indoor stuff. It's so fucking loud, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what really surprised me in the military. Um, were the live grenade, the actual real grenades, the
Mm,
M67s. These things were about the size of a tennis ball. They were a lot smaller than I thought. I guess because of the old school like war movies, they
yeah.
had the pineapple grenades, the bigger ones with the checkers
Mm,
on them.
yeah.
And so when the first time, we put our hands on one was in boot camp at Paris Island. And this thing's like tiny, but this thing is so
Yeah.
fucking heavy, right? Because the shell is so it's lead and
Yeah.
or steel or whatever, and it was so tiny. Well, you throw this thing pretty damn far when you test it, and the shockwave and concussion was way more than they can depict in a movie. It's
Yeah.
just it was so fucking loud, and you could just feel the shockwave. Um, it was yeah, it was pretty intense. I was like, holy shit, dude! And you hear all these stories, before we went in. You're watching these war movies and stuff of heroic, uh, feats of these guys where they would just jump on a grenade that was thrown in,
Yeah.
in their pit or whatever, to save their buddies. And I'm like, when I felt this thing go off, I'm like, like it really brings this like reality check, like holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. Yeah, these things are powerful as hell.
Yeah.
So when you guys first started playing, when you first started Slaughter,
Mhm.
how long were you playing and tagging Slaughter Project before you guys were sponsored?
Um, I say like I don't know. I really don't keep up with this shit. um, I guess like honestly, it hasn't been that long
Okay.
since we've been partnered up, and
Yeah.
like I'd say it was like close to like 8 months ago.
Okay.
Because with our last jerseys, our first ones, we never had like slaughter on them, and I don't know if you noticed, but we have our new ones,
Mm,
and on the back we have our we have our sponsorships. We have Slaughter, Blowback Masters. Um, and we were texting him like, can we put your name on there? He was like, yeah, like go ahead. And when we like knew that we were good, so it wasn't too long ago. But
Okay.
yeah, like literally every post I tagged him. I was like, I'm making sure he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when he dropped his like the hoodies, like the one I'm literally wearing right now.
Uh-huh.
The patches I bought the bundle. He did like a bundle where it comes with like a shirt, a hoodie, stickers, and a patch. And then I told him my whole team was like, "You guys gotta buy this. Like, I don't care what you say. Y'all gotta buy it too." Yeah,
I saw yeah, on your Instagram I was scrolling through and I saw your team has like the jerseys and stuff and you have numbers and then yeah, like you guys, I mean it looks good. Like you all dress the
yeah,
same, you have your, it looks cool as hell.
yeah,
Did you get to pick your own numbers? Did everybody or how did you
yeah,
guys come up with those? Okay.
yeah. Everybody just said what numbers they wanted, and everybody got it.
So nobody wanted the same number?
There was this one time somebody did want the same number, and they just ended up fighting over it, and I just kind of decided for them.
Good. That's how it should be. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, I
cool.
mean, the person who asked first gets it. Like that.
Do a 1v1 for the number.
Yeah, that's literally like I be telling you, it's like if you guys like want a position on like one of the like the main team or the second team, like I want you to like do a 1v1 for it. It's like
Yeah,
more interesting that way.
for real.
Yeah.
Now, when so you done a lot of 1v1s?
Yeah, yeah. I have
Okay.
a bunch of experience with 1v1s. Especially since back then I used to be a back player. I actually wasn't a snake player. Well, when I first started getting into Speaky B, I was a free player. But once I started getting a little bit more into it down the road, I went to an anchor.
Mm,
So I was playing in the back. Um, and I was pretty good. Like I would win most of my 1v3s, 1v4s, even 1v5s. I'd win them. And I was just literally like I was just so good with them that it was just crazy. Like it would even I would amaze myself because it's just like after those rounds, I'd just be like, how the fuck did I just do that? I was like, what the
so you're
fuck just
talking
happened?
about what you're talking about 1v4s like so all your team's gone
Yeah.
except you and there's
Yep.
four other people on the other team left?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I would pull that type of shit off.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Like and it was even with the pistol, bro. Like I would have like my nice built rifle and literally I'd be just be swapping. Like
Yeah.
I was just so aware of my surroundings that they literally four people could not keep up with me.
Oh my God. Now what
Yeah.
what gun were you using? What kind of rifle?
Um it was the Polar Star Jack and in an M4 combat machine body.
Oh,
And
nice.
I had like the ARP9 stock on it. I
Yep.
had like like this length of a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice gun. It was my first gun. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and then getting once like SYG started like noticing like Speak V in the West, not West Coast, East Coast,
Yeah.
and they came down for one of the tournaments in NA. That's where I started getting more into playing in Snake, and once I started playing more in Snake, I was just like, bro, like why have I not been playing here? You know, it's just like I just started getting so much better with the pistol, and then I was just like, I'm never going back to rifle. I was just like for tournaments, I'm sticking to my pistol
Yeah.
and just being upfront. Especially like being upfront, you get to do more of the action. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you get to pull like crazy shit off.
Yeah.
But what I have learned is you can't pull all those crazy plays without your players.
Right.
You need your teammates for that.
Yeah. Some cover fire.
Yeah, but yeah, like literally like just back then I'd be pulling crazy shit like that, and I still do. Like recently, that one of my recent posts, I did it one before. Literally
Holy
just
shit.
I just do it. It just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was it with SYG coming out? Was that is that a team you'd like to play against?
Funny enough, I've talked to them and seen them so many times in different places. I still haven't gone against them,
Yeah.
and that is like my number one match I want to happen. I want to go against them so bad. It's like I know I'm gonna get shit on, but I do not care because it's all about the experience, and
Right.
it'll just be amazing.
So is there so doing the 1v1s and you like doing that and you have a lot of experience with it. Do you have anyone in mind? If you could pick somebody in mind right now to play 1v1, anyone in the country, or I guess anyone in the world,
Yeah.
what player would it be?
Uh, Damn, that's hard because I have multiple people in my mind.
All right, top 5.
Top five,
Yeah.
it'll be SYG Roosta, LTD Soto, and LTD Figgy. Um, Sapo and Young. Them two are from SYG as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just heard about LTD from Lobo,
Mm-hmm.
um, which I think he's in your area. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think he is.
Oh, okay.
Lobo?
Logo doesn't
King
sound
Lobo.
familiar to me.
King Lobo is his Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
it
I
doesn't
can't
sound
believe I
familiar
can't
to me.
remember what team he's on. Jesus, I just talked to him a couple days ago. But anyway, he was. I asked him what team he'd like to play against. He said, he goes, I know everyone says SYG. He goes, but I like LTD. I want to play against
Yeah,
LTD. So you're the second one I've
yeah.
heard say somebody from LTD.
Mm-hmm. LTD are some cold killers, bro. They would fuck you up. They're fucking cold.
Hell yeah. So are they
Yeah,
on
it's
the West Coast as well?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
LTD. Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
So there's a lot of
But
good
dude,
teams out in the West Coast, I guess, right?
yeah, there's a lot of good competition out there. I really want to go out there just for the experience. Like, a lot of people tell me like when they go there, like, literally they get shit on. And I'm just like, I mean that, bro. They play like every day. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what else you expect. Like, they're fucking crazy like that.
Yeah.
And
Have
it's
you heard
just
of
it's
the
a whole.
have you heard of that what is it? NSL, I think? The
Yeah, yeah.
they're I guess European or something
Hmm.
league.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
They're I guess somebody was just telling me they're coming over here. They just announced
Yeah,
they're bringing their league over here to America.
yeah. That's gonna be interesting. It's
Yeah,
gonna be fun.
right?
Yeah, I I just love anything that has to do with competition. So that's gonna be fun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Did you have brothers or sisters growing up?
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you have brothers or sisters?
I only have two siblings here in America. I have a younger sister and an older sister, and then I
Okay.
have three other siblings in Guatemala, but they're not like full on siblings. There's like they're like half siblings.
Gotcha.
But
So you're the middle child, and you're
yeah,
the only boy. I had the same thing. I grew up the same way. Older sister, younger
mm,
sister. I was the only boy, and I love competition as well. So
yeah,
I don't know what it is about the middle child thing, but it's a real
yeah,
common thing I've seen and heard. And obviously, it's not always just middle child that likes competition. I've met a lot of people that were the baby of the family, whatever that do as well. But
yeah,
it is really common for guys like you and me to really like this competition thing. So
yeah,
yeah, it's testing yourself. Like, hey, I want to see if I could do this, and kind of like
yeah,
not being afraid of just putting yourself out there to do something. Like, yeah, I bet I could do that.
yeah. Especially with like going through so much in life at a young age, it's just like airsoft has like the reason why I love it so much is just because it's something that I know I'm good at,
Mm,
and it's just like yeah, like it's just something I know I'm good at. Like growing up was difficult for me, and
mm,
like when I heard about airsoft and I started playing it, I'm just like I'm fucking good at this shit. Like this is something I'm actually good at.
yeah,
I was like, I want to fucking keep doing this, and it would distract me and it would get me out of the house. I wouldn't just be home just sitting doing nothing, you know.
yeah,
And luckily, I had parents that even though they had like their whole situation, you know, divorce and everything, they still supported me with that sport. You know, they would come support me, watch me in tournaments, and yeah, that was really cool. And they've always supported me in that.
yeah. That is good. Now, when
Yeah,
you were growing up, did your parents have to come over from Guatemala?
my mom did,
Yeah.
and my dad was from Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes
and
that can
I
be a tough move. You know.
yeah, and I lived in Mexico for a while. I was born here, but I lived in Mexico for like a good year.
Okay.
Till this day, I still don't know the reason why, but I mean, I just lived there.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to my last duty station in the military was Camp Pendleton, California. So it's
Mhm.
not too far from Tijuana, and Mexico
Yeah.
border. So we'd go to Tijuana all the time, all the time. I've probably been to
Mhm.
Tijuana 25, 30 times and don't remember most of the time that I was there because we were so drunk.
Yeah.
But we went to one time we went to Rosarita, this place called Rosarita, and it was like a
Yeah.
6 hour drive into Mexico. And
Hmm.
so we got in there, man. It was really cool. We went to this place called they called it the La Bufadora. I guess the
Yeah.
blowhole or something like that. So there's this one area. I can't remember how my buddy found this. I mean, this is back in '91, so there's no internet, right? You just have to hear things
Yeah.
from friends. And one of my buddies heard about this thing, and we just looked it up on the map, like an actual paper map, and just went down there. And
Yeah.
so it was like this kind of the ocean comes in. There was like a on the beach there was like a cove cut out
Mhm.
in the rocks. And when the waves come in, it just funnels the wave in. And this rock, it was kind of like a cliff. It was, I want to say about 20 feet, maybe 30 feet,
Yeah.
that the cave went in and it went up, and you could stand pretty much right over the blowhole area. It was like this giant hole that the water had,
Mhm.
busted through, I guess, or worn through
Oh,
this
that's cool.
cliff, and so the water would come in and funnel in. You could hear it. It would start kind of like whistling through this hole,
Yeah.
and the wave would just push in and just shoot out the top. And it was really cool. So, and it would, once it wasn't every wave. It was when they were sets, so the larger
Yeah.
waves. But anyway, so we went down there and stayed there, and man, we were the only like white Americans in that area. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And there's like four of us. We didn't give a fuck. We were drunk the whole time, had a great time. Slept in the dirt and then drove back. But yeah, it was cool to see. I wish we
Yeah.
had like good cameras and shit back then. None of us had. My buddies weren't into taking pictures, and the big
Mhm.
thing was disposable cameras back then. So
Yeah.
little cheap plastic things. You don't even know if you get the picture. You just it has film in it, actual film,
Mhm.
and you take the picture and then kind of wind it or whatever. But yeah, we don't have any pictures from that shit. But it was really cool. That was the only
Yeah.
time we really went to Mexico because Tijuana is kind of like it's right on that border. Um,
Yeah.
it is Mexico technically, but you're not really into Mexico. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that was the only time we went like that far into Mexico. It was really cool.
Yeah. Fucking dope. Yeah, I love Mexico, especially the beaches. It's nice. I will say though, their waves like they get you, it's gonna pull you in. They have strong ice currents.
Oh, what was it? Oh, the
I
waves?
said that. Yeah, The
Oh,
waves
okay.
are really strong. They will pull you in. Like I had this experience when I was little. I wasn't even that deep in the water, but I wasn't paying attention, and this wave just hits me from behind. It smacks the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
And it just starts dragging me in the water. I started freaking out.
Yeah, man, that undertow when it starts going when it starts pulling out,
Mhm.
it's strong as hell. Like I remember
Yeah,
the first time I went like to the ocean was after I was in the military. Because growing up, my parents were kind of poor. Uh,
mm,
like I never had, whatever. But it was we didn't really go on vacation too much. When we did, it was like camping and stuff like that.
yeah,
And there was a couple years we went to Lake Erie because we were up by by Cleveland.
mm,
And just from I guess somebody from our church, my parents' church had a place out there or whatever that they would rent out. So I'd never been really to the ocean that I could remember, and growing up. But I remember the first time going to the ocean, like it was, I couldn't believe how strong the waves were. Like even just
yeah,
short waves, they would just hit you, bro, like 1,000 pounds.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So what? When you guys came back to America, did you go? You stayed in the area you're at now in Tennessee.
Uh, so yeah, I was. It was just me and my little sister in Mexico. My parents stayed here, but
Gotcha.
yeah, my whole life I've been in Tennessee. My parents though they originally came from California.
Okay.
Yeah. Till this day, I tell them I'm like, you guys should have stayed in Cali because if y'all stayed in Cali and knowing how good I am in airsoft right now, SYG would have picked me up.
Still might happen, man. I mean, you're still young, you
Yeah,
know. Once you get out on your own and everything, you could get with a team like that. I heard
yeah.
there was another team that I've heard a lot about too. I think they're out on the West Coast, Murder Inc.
Murdering. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah. Um, so those are yeah, LTD, SYG, Murder Inc. And then of course, I've been watching the rankings from the CSL tournaments.
Yeah.
Now, have you played in any of those?
No, I have not.
Okay. Yeah,
Still
it's
planning to though.
okay. Because I
Mm,
haven't seen too many rankings like these event holders that do the ranking stuff like that post about it.
yeah.
I guess the one who's the group that posts like the where SYG plays tournaments for? Is that Speed QB?
Uh,
Is that the West Coast? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The group that plays for SYG.
No, the one how like CSL out here on the
Mm-hmm.
west or on the East Coast does they hold tournaments and then other groups or whatever hold tournaments.
Yeah.
Who uh, who does the ones on the West Coast?
Oh, Speaky.
Oh, Speakeasy. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've been asking a lot about it because a lot of people I've talked with recently uh,
Mm,
all play Speed QB, and
yeah.
I really wasn't, into watching it or learn about it too much, but just because I didn't know too much about it, uh, you know, last year when I first started doing these podcasts. So
Yeah.
lately, in the last few months, all these different people I'm talking with play Speed QB, and I started
Mm,
look. They would tell me about stuff like, oh, SYG and Murder Inc. and then Speed QB and CSL, all these places that hold tournaments or whatever, and or groups or companies or whatever that host tournaments, and so I'm watching all these gameplay, whatever I can find, and I'm looking at these
yeah.
rankings and stuff. It's exciting to me to see all these different teams and how they play and shit like that. And I follow some of the paintball stuff as well because it's real
Yeah.
similar, as far as the gameplay style. And
Mm,
from what I see, anyway, from the videos, I'm not sure about
yeah.
how it is on the field, with teams and stuff, but But yeah, it's been really interesting to me to see all these different Speed QB stuff. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. It looks cool as hell.
Yeah, fun.
Have, yeah, dude. Have you guys ever thought about doing like the woodland stuff or milsim type of thing or whatever?
Yeah. Actually, this November, a few of my teammates and I we're gonna go to Milson, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh
We're getting
shit!
into more of that side just because it's something different and it's just fun.
Right, mix it
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's those are big commitments, man. They're like with the tickets or more, you got to have all
Oh
this
yeah,
gear. You know, it's a 3 day thing. Like sometimes, you know, a lot of times you have to travel and
sleeping on the field, and just all that stuff.
right,
Yeah, that ticket I bought for that Milson, it was 250, and that just blew my mind. I was like, God damn,
dude.
it's
Oh,
expensive. It's,
I think the one for there's one recently. Just I think it's next weekend or something. But anyway,
yeah.
there's one here. Either it just happened a little bit ago, or it's coming up. One of these events I've
Mm,
heard about. I've heard about a ton of Milsim events recently, but
yeah.
one of them was I think the ticket was like $370 because the area, you know, the field they're playing on is huge, and
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro, like I think that's why you get, you know, and there's still the thing is there's still like 700 people that go to these events, you know,
Hmm.
but it's got to cost a shit ton of money to rent that whole field
Yeah.
because most of these fields that the Milsims are at are actual government training, you know, institutions or whatever, like facilities, you know, where the FBI trains there, some of the special forces stuff and military and
Yeah.
police or whatever, you know, so I'm sure they're pretty expensive.
Mm,
So you have gear. You already have all your gear
yeah.
for the milsim.
Um, yeah, I'm just missing a couple things. I do need to get a radio, some new headsets because the ones I have, they're just for looks and shit, but I want some working ones. I don't
Yeah.
like grenades at all. I fucking hate them. I'll throw them at other people, but I don't like it when they get thrown at me. um, I have a LBX plate carrier, which is cool because like you could actually use it for like a real scenario, which I think it's fucking cool.
Yeah, it
But
is.
yeah, I just need a radio. I need to fix my M4, and I mean that's about it. I don't really need too much.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of these events like that. The milsims, you have to have the right uniform. You have to have certain gear or
yeah,
whatever. You know, it can be a lot. I remember I was just talking with somebody like a couple weeks ago, and they said, "I've never been to a milsim." My buddy was talking about wanting me to go, and he was like, "I don't have any gear, like nothing,
yeah,
because he plays indoor." And
mm,
he's like, and the thing was like in a month. So his buddy was like, "Yeah, buy the ticket and then get all the gear." And he looked up the ticket. It was like, you know what you said, like $250. And then he has to buy the uniform. He didn't have camis. He didn't have
yeah,
helmet and like nothing, no chest plate, no fucking whatever.
mm,
And so he started looking all this shit up. He's like, I'm not dropping like $1,200 right now for to go to a
yeah.
3 day event,
That shit
because he didn't
adds
have a
up
lot of time.
quick.
It does. It's a big commitment.
Yeah, especially with people wanting to get the real thing too, it just makes it
Yeah,
more expensive. I don't know if you heard about like the mini maps that cost like 300, $400.
bro. I did a
Yeah,
podcast with a guy. His name's Josh, but he goes his Instagram is Suck
yeah,
My Guy.
Joshy.
You know him? You know
Yeah,
Joshy? Yeah, he's out
that's
in
the
your
homie.
area, dude.
Yeah.
He is big on the fucking mini maps, bro. He was the first one to tell me about him. He says something about it during the podcast, and I go, "What? A mini?" I'm literally thinking like a video game, like a mini map thing. I'm like, "What now?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No," because I think a lot of people that talk to me, they know I was in the military. They think I know all this
Mm,
newer military gear. I'm like, "Fuck no, bro. I went in '89. Okay, I'm old as shit.
yeah.
So I don't know. We didn't have any of that fucking gear." And so he's like, yeah. So he was showing me some of the stuff on the
Yeah,
podcast, and he's like, yeah, this, and so, uh, and that's where he told me about how his Instagram name came up. Cry or whatever was the some brand or whatever, and he's like, yeah, these mini
yeah,
maps, man, sometimes they go for like $500. I'm like, holy shit, dude. The
yeah.
different styles and or camis, whatever patterns, I guess.
Mm, yeah. Personally, me, I wouldn't drop that much money on a mini map when I can just have one for $30.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
especially if yeah, go ahead.
like they're yeah, like don't get me wrong, they're cool and shit, but like it's just I wouldn't drop that much money on them.
Uh, well, I was gonna say too, like if it's somebody's first milsim and
Mm,
they're not really sure if they're gonna like it or not, like you don't need to get the real stuff. Like you can, if you have the money, you can do it. You can get the
yeah,
real stuff, like a real chest rig or the high rated ones or whatever. That's gonna last you your whole life.
yeah,
Um, because they're super well made. But
mm,
if you don't have the money for that and you're kind of doing it on a budget and you don't really know if you want to play Mill Sims all the time, just get the cheap shit, man. Like I know
yeah,
somebody's gonna hate me for saying this, but I would just get the cheap shit. Like okay, so it breaks over the weekend or one of the strap. I mean, the whole thing ain't gonna fall apart.
yeah, yeah,
You might have one things rip or break or whatever, but now your pants, definitely get some pants that fit right and that won't
yeah,
rip. Those things, because if you rip the crotch out the first 2 hours of the game, and you got 2 more days to go in that field, out in the woods, you're fucked. Okay,
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah. I
have
agree
fucking
with that.
ants crawling up your crotch.
Yeah, yeah. With my helmet setup, um, I like how it looks. It's dope as fuck, and a lot of people are surprised that it's just a simple Amazon helmet,
Yeah.
literally $45, and it works just like if I were to get a $200 one.
Oh,
But
for
yeah, it's
sure.
not gonna be the same quality. It's not gonna be like an actual like like a helmet that actually protects you. But I mean,
Hmm.
it's just for airsoft. I could give a fuck.
Yeah, a airsoft BB ain't gonna penetrate that thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
These guys, they bought the cheapest helmets they could get when they first started going to the mill sim, and I'm gonna tell you that the biggest difference was the inside. So
Mhm.
like the webbing inside, that fits on your head, like how it fits on your head. The
Yeah,
structural part of airsoft, you're not going to break it unless you fall head first on a rock or something.
yeah,
It'll still protect you from that, but it's it was the like how comfortable it is from the straps on the
hmm,
inside. And they would get them and they
yeah,
would try them out. They'd wear them, they'd sit on their computer playing a game or something and wear it for like an hour. Because I would tell them like, hey, don't buy something new. Like break it in first. Don't buy new
yeah,
boots that you've never worn before and then go to a 3 day mill sim. You'll be fucking in pain. I promise you. You'll have blisters. It'll be
yeah,
sore. It'll be horrible. Break in whatever you get it. A couple weeks at least a couple weeks before and try to wear it a little
yeah,
bit. Your helmet. Get used to wearing it. Put it on for an hour a day or whatever. And so you can figure out, hey, this strap kind of rubs right here or whatever. They had to buy
hmm,
like little Velcro pads and stuff. They were little pads that had Velcro on the back that you could
yeah,
stick in there, uh, and then kind of make it fit right. And some of them, the straps, like if it came down, like they were trying to wear these full seal goggles. And the
hmm,
helmet would come down, it wouldn't sit high enough. So it would kind of rub on there. It would push their goggles down in front. So those are the
yeah,
little things about the helmet. You don't have to have a brand, military grade, whatever, helmet,
hmm,
but you definitely want to get it set up right before you start jogging on the field with all your shit on. And
yeah,
it's things like, hitting you in the goggles and put like if you can't see, bro, you're fucked.
yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a cheap one.
yeah.
So you got so what are you planning on running uh kind of heavy at the mill sim?
No, no, not really. I'm not gonna run too much. Just a sidearm and M4. about
Yep.
it.
And
And
then
maybe a couple grenades, but
yeah, and then a backpack and a
yeah.
excuse me.
My play carrier has a mini map. It's not a real one, but it still works the
Yeah.
same.
Right, right. Yeah, Joshy, don't judge, okay?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, those are nice because they're compact. They're small.
hmm
They're not
Yeah.
too big. That's
Yeah.
good.
All I need is there is like a uniform requirement, and uh I'm on green team. I don't like green, but I have to wear green, so
I hear you. Yeah,
yeah.
you guys, your uniforms, your slaughter gang ones, it's
Yeah.
all black, right?
Yeah. hmm
And
Usually
then
when I
what,
play
red or
outdoor,
something?
yeah, black and red.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But like just for outdoor, I always run black. Like I don't care how hot it is. I'm gonna wear black.
Yep. I hear you. Well, it looks cool. I mean,
Yeah.
black uniforms are tactical. They're
hmm
the tactical uniforms. That's what when we were in the military. If you saw old videos or something like that of you know military guys wearing black, you knew they were like some kind of special forces or
Yeah.
CIA, undercover shit, whatever, like secret, you know,
Yeah.
dark forces or whatever. It always looked cool
Yeah.
as shit.
Yeah.
So what kind of tournaments you guys have coming up for Speak QB stuff?
Um. So this Sunday there's like this little tournament going on in Kentucky. I don't really know too much about it because it's kind of a last minute thing we're doing.
Mm,
Um. But I do know it's a 3v3. It's outdoor with like paintball inflatables.
okay.
So yeah, we have that. We're just bringing one team. So there's that, and then there's the regionals at SS Airsoft being hosted by Speaky B. Um,
Oh shit.
I don't know if my team is gonna go to the Tampa one, but either way, I'm still going to it because I do play with HSA. I'm kind of like a travel player for them. So
Oh, okay.
whenever my team doesn't play, I play with them if they end up going somewhere where I can go. But either way, whoever goes, I'm gonna be at Tampa for the regionals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
and
talked to Houdini.
yeah,
You said HSA. Yeah, okay, cool.
yeah, he's the fucking homie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So you said SS Airsoft.
yeah,
There's
and
a
Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just there
hmm
last weekend for the Call of Duty event.
Yeah, I heard about that. I wish I went to that.
Yeah, dude.
That
It was
sounds like
cool.
fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. A lot of cool
Yeah.
people there.
hmm
Have you heard of Gorilla Gun Club team?
Yes, I actually have. Yeah,
Okay. They're fairly new.
I I remember hearing and seeing about them when they like first started. I was just like checking them out. I'm like, oh, yeah, this looks a cool group.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a podcast with one of their teammates sometime here soon.
Yeah,
Or a second one of their teammates. I already did one with the guy that started it. Um,
yeah,
you know, like last week, I think. So,
mhm,
and he was telling me about it. Yeah, it's cool there.
yeah,
But yeah, they're in Georgia. They're in Georgia, and they were at
mhm,
the SS Airsoft. We went down there. We saw a handful of people, different teams and
yeah.
stuff down there.
That's just,
Yeah, dude. So have
yeah,
you guys been to SS before to play?
yeah, yeah, multiple times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's a fun place.
yeah, it looks cool as hell. We went in and watched.
hmm
We were in that little viewing booth or whatever and watched
Yeah.
some of the games going on. But so do you know Spooky and Sandy Cheeks?
hmm Yeah.
Okay. Because Nick, he likes to do 1v1s as well.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to play against each other.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we have.
Nice.
We kind of know what happened there. I don't think I got to say what happened.
I don't know what happened. What happened? You won?
Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah.
All right, Nick.
Yeah.
You better up your game, bro.
He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude though.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He was in the Marines as well.
Yeah. Oh
Hell
shit.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking dope.
Yeah, I had him so I had Spooky on the podcast, you know, Alexis,
Yeah.
and then like a while ago, and then I had Nick on like a couple weeks later, and so we were
Yeah.
talking about it, and yeah, he was in the tank division when he was in, so yeah, it's cool.
That's fucking awesome.
And then you know Houdini, he was in the corps
Yeah,
as well.
Houdini too. Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's cool, man.
It's like all these people in the Marines. I'm just like, this gotta be a fun, bro. Has to be.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's cool, dude. Well, it sounds like you got a lot going on, man. It's I'm telling you, bro. I was like when I after like the fourth or fifth person mentioned your name,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I gotta reach out to this guy and get him on the podcast because
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good about your gameplay and how aggressive you are and how good you are with the 1v1s and
Mhm.
apparently with 1v everybody that's left. Uh, so
Yeah.
that is cool as shit. Now, do you have videos on? Because I see on your pictures on Instagram, you're always wearing a GoPro. Do you have videos on? Do you guys have a YouTube or something that you know you post some gameplay?
Yeah, I have a YouTube. We also have a team YouTube. It's just we haven't posted on there. Same thing with mine. I haven't posted on there just because
Yeah,
Instagram is more of my main platform.
gotcha.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I am gonna start posting more on there.
okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to see those, man. Like the you know where you take out the whole team and stuff like that. I just saw somebody post yesterday or today, like
Mhm.
the final. This it was somebody was filming. There was 1v1. I don't know if it started out with a full team on each side or if it ended, you know how it ended up or if it was
Yeah,
started, you know, if it was just a 1v1 match. But the one guy was like kept peeking around the thing whatever. Well, the guy he didn't know the guy had left the barricade or whatever, you know, the obstacle and when it came around behind him and jumped, did like a jump shot. Jumped up over
Mhm.
and shot down on him and yeah, it was kind of like a funny thing, you know, this person put this
yeah,
little thing like this happens when whatever, you know. But
yeah,
yeah, it's fun to watch those kind of end plays, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I have to check out your videos on there. I saw a few of
yeah.
them.
I have on my YouTube. I have one of my OG videos. It's not the best, like montages because it was when I was starting out. But
Hmm.
like you can kind of see like the progression I go through.
Okay,
Yeah, and
nice.
I do have one. I do have one video on there where it literally like it was just like it was like Speaky Bee night at National Airsoft, and it was just three people, including me. And I was like, okay, you two against me. Literally, that's how we played all day. Like, back then, especially a lot back then, I would for practice, I would always like play by myself against more than one person on the opposite team,
Oh, okay,
and I just keep doing it just so I'm always aware of my surroundings,
right.
and just doing that, I was able to pull off those like 1v however many people there was left,
Yeah,
and it helps a lot too because it gets you used to being under a lot of pressure.
yeah, outnumbered.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're always, you know, sticking and moving.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to play. You know, like hanging back in one spot, especially with Speed QB from the videos I've seen. Man, it's not. It's not really good to stay behind one spot because you can't always watch and see where somebody else is going. It looks
Yeah,
like, and just like that video I was talking about, that I saw today, you're gonna think they're still over there, and they're already behind you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I um I don't really move a lot like other players do.
Mm.
I don't know if you like seen that. Like most of the time, I stay in one spot and
Oh shit.
I I just wait for somebody to make a mistake and I'll catch onto that. Like
Oh,
that
okay.
1v4 that I recently posted,
Yeah.
I was I was outnumbered by four people and I should have moved, but I didn't just because I know they were gonna make a wrong mistake or a wrong step, and I
Mm-hmm.
was able to catch them off guard because I'm not the type to just stay there and be behind my barrier and just like stay there not looking. I'm always constantly looking. I'm either like peeking each side.
Mm.
I'm just I'm just peeking in all different directions. Like I would even like just jump up just to see. Sometimes
Yeah.
if I think I can like hit a jump shot, I'll take my chances.
Oh
But I'm
shit.
always looking. I'm never just staying back for like not even for like 2 seconds. I make sure that I'm
Right.
always keeping my eye on it.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
way to be. Well, obviously it works because
yeah,
everyone I've talked with, like I said, is knows your reputation on the field. So
yeah,
that's cool, dude. Hell yeah.
yeah. And it's just like it's crazy to think about it because a lot of people think that I'm in my prime, but I'm really just getting started.
Right.
For like I'm still 17, which is fucking crazy to be at this level already.
Oh yeah.
I just can't imagine where I'm gonna be when I'm in like early 20s. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Especially yeah, with more experience. Yeah,
mm,
that's pretty cool, dude. Well, that'll be
yeah,
hopefully by then they will have a national airsoft ranking system
yeah,
and a national airsoft tournament, kind of like the Super Bowl of airsoft. And
like paintball too.
right, exactly.
Mm,
Hopefully they'll have that by the time, in the next couple of years where um, we'll all see, number one, who's the best team, a Speed QB
yeah,
team in America, and then who's the best players, because I would like to
yeah,
see. I was talking with somebody recently about, and I've talked a few times about this or asked about it, the national ranking system, and when do people think it's going to start? When it's gotta somebody's got to do it, and then so we know who the best team in America is, and then
yeah,
uh, and then who is the best player. So since they do have these 1v1 tournaments, who would be the best, whatever, out of 50 players, who rose
yeah,
to the top and whatever. So that'd be cool to see.
mm, yeah. Most definitely.
Hell yeah. Awesome, man. Well, bro, thank you so much for coming on here. It's really good to meet you.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you having me here.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. So
This is I think this is like my second podcast that I've ever done,
okay.
and so far it's my favorite one, even though it's only my
Oh,
second.
thanks, dude. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I'm when I invite people on here, I am legit, uh, genuinely interested in finding out about how they got an airsoft and what they like to do, on the
yeah,
field, like, what kind of game style and gameplay or whatever. Like, it's very interesting to me.
yeah,
So, and I just talk to you the same way I would if we met in real life. Like if we met in person,
yeah,
this is pretty much how it would go, like, um, so yeah, I appreciate you, man.
yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Especially I really don't talk a lot, so
Oh,
for
okay.
me to come on here and like actually have a conversation with you, that means a lot because
Oh shit. Okay.
usually I don't talk this much. I'm not really talkative like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad, dude. I'm glad you felt good and comfortable enough to be on here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, listen, bro. I appreciate it. Where can people find you on online?
Um, Instagram sg.cujo.17. I also have a YouTube. It's dry as fuck right now, but I mean, there's still videos on there. It's El Cujo, well, capital E L Cujo.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Awesome, man. I'll tag those in the description as well. So
yeah, bro. Appreciate that.
yeah. Well, everybody listen. Whoever's gonna watch and listen to this, go follow this guy. Definitely keep an eye on this guy because up and coming, top of the tier one operator in Speed QB. Hell yeah! I look forward to
Yeah,
seeing you grow and seeing what comes in the near future with your tournament play.
yeah. Appreciate that, bro. Means a
All
lot.
right, man. You have a good night, brother.
You too, bro.